YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to a brand new video review and breakdown segment for a product I didn't even know existed a few short days ago, and that of course is the Dungeons and Dragons Diceling. It's a brand new product based of course on the Honor Among Thieves D&D movie that's coming out. As far as recording of this video is coming out the end of March. We're of course shooting this at the kind of the tail end of January 2023, and this is a really neat product. I found it on a toy hunt. Click the eye above my head right now if you want to see how I actually located this particular product. I got it at a Target. Price point was about $14 US, and think of it as the old school Bakugans kind of merged together with a new flair for this particular product. It's basically a D20 die, a rather large one, that will unfold or transform, because this of course is a Hasbro based product, into a dragon called, if I pronounce the name correctly, I think I'm saying it right, it's Themberchaud. That's the big red dragon we've seen in the Honor Among Thieves trailer. He looks really, really neat. And of course we'll do a full breakdown of this particular product. Again, when I take them out of packaging and transform it, I'm going to cut that because I really suck at transforming stuff. I'll showcase off the articulation because he looks really, really neat. So let's get a look at the particular packaging here. Of course, this is a kind of new design card that they're doing, the plastic-free design, which they talk about right here. It says plastic-free. I guess tape and glue is the only thing that kind of it would be not environmental friendly, because they basically did all cardboard for this. That's what it would look like right there. The back of the packaging showcases off Themberchaud, how it would look when you unfold it from the dragon, basically from the dice into the dragon form. And kind of let's put it on the turntable here and showcase this guy off. How do I feel about this particular product? I think it's kind of neat. Again, $14 price point. There are 4 characters in this particular wave. I don't know if they're going to make a second wave. You have, of course, Themberchaud, which is the red dragon. You have a beholder. You have an owlbear, and you have a black dragon. Those are the 4 characters that I have seen in this particular wave. Are they going to make more of these? I'm not sure, but I think it's neat. I think it's a cool idea that Hasbro decided to do, to take basically a D20, a standard size D20, well, not standard size, but a standard looking D20, and turn it into a dragon. Very cool idea, very cool effect. That being said, guys, let's get him out of packaging and get to the breakdown segment. Alright guys, we have our Dungeons and Dragons Diceling Themberchaud out of packaging. Next thing we do, we take a product out of packaging. We normally look at the paint and articulation. That will come when we take this guy and convert him. But when I showcase off the die itself, this is kind of a throwback feel, a flashback if you will, to the old basic school Dungeons and Dragons dice. From the basic red box, you had dice that look similar to this red die D20 here, but is rather large. You have the really cool D&D symbol right there, and all the numbers that are on a D20 are on this particular die. I talked about it on the particular toy hunt. Should they have kind of embossed this any further or put like a weathering on the dice and made them even larger? I think I was kind of taken back thinking I think they should have, but having a second glance at this particular die, I think it looks good when you hide the numbers, because you want to hide it when you actually get the dragon unfolded out of this, to hide the crimes, if you will. You don't want to have these numbers all over the dragon to give it that look. You really want it to look like a die. You want it to look like a dragon. But again, it looks pretty cool here. Like this die. Would I play with this die when I play D&D? Probably not. It's not really weighted to be a die per se. It's designed to hide a toy. Again, it's a transform. You're transforming from a D20 to a dragon. So again, it looks pretty cool here, as all things considered. Again, I want to kind of, it is embossed. One thing I keep talking about being embossed. Those numbers are embossed on the die. What I mean is weathered, meaning if you took, let's say Rub and Buff and put it on these numbers, it would give it pop, and it would go from this kind of bland color to, let's say, a gray color, if you use like a gray Rub and Buff, to make it pop on the die. I think it looks good as is, in all things considered. I like the way it looks. Let's put him on the turntable here, spin around 360, so you can see what he looks like. He did come with a set of instructions we'll showcase off in a second here that showcases how to convert it from the die to the dragon. Again, I'm going to do it off camera. I suck at transforming Transformers. I'm very, very bad at it. So I want to showcase off those instructions right now so you can see what it kind of looks like. Again, they give you a pamphlet here that walks you through the entire process. I'm not zooming the camera out, but they talk about Themberchaud right there. Again, I'm probably saying the name incorrectly. It's done in 8 steps, and that's the back of the pamphlet itself. They showcase all of the steps there. So that being said, let's kind of put a cut real quickly, transform him, and continue the breakdown segment with the Themberchaud, transform from dice to dragon. Alright guys, we're continuing to break down segment with Themberchaud, converted into dragon form, and I am astounded and awed by the engineering that Hasbro has done here to take the die, make it unfold the way it does here, and turn it into a dragon, or the close proximity to dragon as you can get. It looks really neat. He's kind of standing on his hind legs. His claws are up. His tail's articulated. There's a lot to really unpack with this figure. Let's kind of break it down right now. I'll get some old close-up shots so you can see what he looks like here. Love that face sculpt. The head sculpt looks really neat. The jaw is articulated. There is movement on the mouth. It will go up and down. There is articulation almost everywhere on this particular toy. The wings can hinge. You see all the hinges on the wings from the inside here. Everything that this figure has kind of just is astounding me with all the points of articulation. There is a kind of con with this figure, which we'll talk about momentarily, but all things considered, it looks really neat. Again, you can see the numbers on the die and the wings, how it flares open, but all things considered, it looks really, really cool. The arms can articulate. They can go up and down. There are hinges. You can see them on this side here, on the other side. The claws can move around. They can spin. There are single jointed hinges on the arms. The legs, or rather the torso, can spin 360, as you see me doing right here. The legs themselves can go up and back. There is hinges in the feet, or pin hinges right there. The only kind of con I want to have, I'll talk about that momentarily, the tail is really neat because the tail can articulate in all sorts of directions. It can spin 360 here. There are kind of bends in the tail. You can spin it, you can hinge it, you can make it pose in any number of ways. I really, really like that. The only real con that I really find in this particular toy is I would have wished the legs themselves were kind of like on a butterfly joint where they would have to space them more openly. What I mean by that is you can kind of see me kind of struggling to have them stand. I wish the legs you can move them open further. So you can, instead of being straight and narrow like this and moving back and forth as they do here, I wish the legs could spin more to the side and get more movement, so you can get him in more of a frontal pose. So you can have him down on all fours. You kind of can do that, but it's a bit difficult. He's really designed to pose sort of like this, standing on his back legs with his tail kind of dangling behind him. That's sort of the effect this particular toy has. That's what I think they were going with. I love the wings, how you can actually pose these large wings in the back here. And again, there's all sorts of bends in the wings. It looks really, really cool. Spin him around 360 so you can see what he looks like. I'll get some up-close shots. I want to get some more B-roll in different poses, maybe where he's on the ground or close to being to the ground as possible. Again, if you had those legs, instead of being just straight and like solid, they would have had like a butterfly joint where you can spread them or maybe pull them apart a little bit to get some more movement here, some motion. I think it really would have helped this particular toy. But all things considered, and put that aside, take that off the table, there's a ton of articulation in this tiny toy. Again, there's hinges everywhere. There's bends everywhere. They did a really, really good job. Hasbro did a really good job engineering this toy, all things considered. I like what they did here, and for the price point of only $14 US is really a steal. They did a great, great job, all things considered. Would I get more of these? I don't know. The Black Dragon seems pretty cool. The Beholder, not a fan of. The Owlbear seems alright as well. All the particular Dicelings all convert from a D20 into their form. So it's not like there's different dice. There's not like a D10 or a D12 or a D4 or a standard D6. They're all D20 dies that will unfold and unhinge or hinge in multiple ways here. It looks awesome. Again, before we wrap up, I want to showcase off that head sculpt again. It looks really, really cool. Again, it looks really awesome. We'll get some other shots of it here so you can see it. Some back shots. Again, you can see the numbers on the wings, but again, all things considered, Hasbro really nailed this particular dragon. I really like what they did here. It is a really astonishment to me in engineering to put something like this together and make it work as a die to, in this case, a dragon. So I do hope you like this video. If you definitely click the like button behind the page, click that all-important subscribe button. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified of my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, you click windows over here and here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video, and bye-bye.